How's everyone doing out there today? Thought we'd bring you a new product today that I was going to try out. Recently went to our local Western Hunting Expo, and they have a lot of new vendors and dealers and things like that of new products that are out on the market, and sometimes we just want to try things out. I do want to point out that the person that sold me this, they did not know I was going to do a review on them. I paid full price, nothing special. I'm going to give you an honest review on it. What it is, it's called the Skullmax. Okay, this is to mount your European mounts on the wall, and they got several different sizes. But the problem I have, I do a lot of Euro mounts for people, and when I hang these on the wall, a lot of the times I just feed a chain through the back, hang it on the wall. Problem is, that's the view you get. The problem with that is they look much better when they're sitting up like this on the wall. They take up less space, and it's nice to be able to turn them and things of that nature. So I've seen this product, and I've got several European mounts from Africa and from the Western United States, and I wanted to display them a little bit better. So bought one, thought, hey, I'm going to give this thing a try, but this is how it works. So you mount this bracket on the wall, and again, they got different sizes for different weights. I'm showing you everything that comes in the box with it right now. It's got the mounting plate. It's all steel. There's actually a little set screw there to lock it in, which I'll show you here in a second. So the box, we've got our instruction manual, all the different Allen wrenches for the adjustments, and screws to put it on the wall. Anyway, this is how the mount works. You screw this on the wall where you would like. Then you simply slide this down inside of that channel, and you mount here, which I'll show you here in a moment, your skull. Now you can rotate this any way you want on the horizontal plane, and then on the end of this, there's this ball. Part of this bracket goes inside the skull, and the other part on the bottom of the skull, and clamps it. Now you tighten it down, and there's this other ball that you can adjust everything as far as the angle you want on it. Thought it was really cool. They have some with metal plates that are a little bigger or a little more decorative and things of that nature, but we're going to try it out, and I'll let you know what I think about it. Okay, so to mount this onto the skull, what they got is this was the clamp that was originally installed, and there's a little Allen screw right there that you loosen to where you can take this part off. The instructions here state, take the long flat piece and insert it into the brain cavity as far as it will go. So I'm going to do that now. I slide it down inside of here, and this, sorry, I'm stuck for space today, but the other part will go here, and it kind of clamps into there. One thing that both the instructions and I would like to point out, when you're working with these European skulls, the nasal bones in the skull can be very fragile. So while you do have to pretty much set it like this, don't be pushing down on it. You could break those bones while you're working on it. Anyway, so we got this in here. Now we simply take this socket or ball and stick it back in between there, and just kind of squeeze it with my hands a little bit. Meanwhile, I take the Allen head that they provided, and I start to tighten this down. They claim that the best thing to do is take it down just past snug. And I'll show you what that looks like here in just a sec. Kind of wiggle this, just make sure it's good and set. Kind of keep wiggling it around. Make sure I've got all the slack taken out of it. So that's just past snug. That means it is in place, and you can see it's clamped on here, and the other portion is actually inside the skull cavity. Okay, I don't really want to test it, but it makes sense when they talked about you could tighten this down as much as you want, and it's putting all the pressure on this steel ball, not the skull itself, so it shouldn't damage the skull. I think that's maybe a little bit of a bold statement depending on how old the skull is or how brittle it might be, But I could see how you could get pretty tight on this. Now, they say leave it to this snug point, so when you mount it on the wall, you can still adjust it how you want it. And then if you want, go ahead and tighten that up some more. If you find the spot you want, you just don't want to move it anymore, and it'll lock it in place. So now that you've seen how quick that was to install, I'm gonna go find a place on the wall for this, go ahead and screw it on, and show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, so I went ahead and I've mounted the bracket on the wall, which I'm gonna show you here in just a moment. But I wanna give you an idea of what this can correct or change the look of. So just to give you one example, I've got several skull mounts here on the wall, and you can see they're all sitting very flat. Some animals I think look okay like that, like these African antelope and wildebeest and things. They might look better up, but for right now they don't look terrible. To the deer that I was working on forever, that's how it's hung, and I hate that look. It's just kind of looks unnatural, and when you walk in, this was the view that you would have. So what I did, you've seen that I've mounted that bracket on there, and I just kind of folded that over for looks. I'm just going to, now there is the bracket that I installed. I simply slide that post down inside that bracket like so. Now I can go ahead and adjust this, and I haven't tightened it up much, but now that's the look that you have. When you come into the room, you're seeing it like this. We can swing it out, adjust it back to basically the look it had before, move it over here into the corner more. I kind of like that look personally. I've still got to tighten up that Allen wrench to secure that ball, but I think that'll work out pretty good. Okay, that's the final result basically. So about the company, they are located in Utah, which is where we are, and it is called Skullmax. I'm gonna flip this around and show you what the other side looks like here in just a minute, but you can find them at skullmax.com. Their prices seem to range from about $75 up to $150 for the bigger, more heavy duty mounts. Some of them are really neat with CNC cutters, with elk silhouettes and things like that on the brackets. They make them look really neat. I obviously have a lot of mounts, and I didn't want to invest a whole lot of money to start out with. Kind of want to try it out, see if it was as good as they thought it was, or they said it was. And I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased for this. I might tinker around. I might put the bracket over on the other wall to kind of hide it. Just thought I'd give it a shot and see what it does. But there it is. I'll include a picture here of the company that's doing it. Thanks. So this is the company. Okay. And talked to Brian at the expo here. Great people. I highly suggest them. Very simple, very effective. Give him a call. Thanks.